Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. We humans often tout ourselves as the most intelligent life forms on the planet. Going by the developments over the past thousands of years, this couldn't be further from the truth. But are we the only animal species endowed with intelligence as we know it? Of course not. Turns out, there are more than enough animals that are just as bright. In this video, we bring you 10 of them. Number 10. Parrot. One of the most favorite pet birds is also one of the most intelligent. We all know parrots as having the ability to learn speech, but are there any other indicators of intelligence? Apparently, yes. First off, there are nearly 400 species of parrots with varying levels of intelligence, so the ability to learn speech is probably the only factor common across the whole family. One parrot species that has been studied extensively as far as intelligence is concerned is the African gray parrot. The test subject was named Alex, and by the time he died in 2007, he had learned way more than any animal in history. His vocabulary consisted of over 150 words, which he could use to actually communicate rather than blurting them out randomly. He could also identify up to 50 objects, knew 5 shapes, and could tell apart at least 7 colors. Finally, he's the first animal to ever ask a question. While checking himself out in the mirror, he asked, "What color?" And that's how he learned about gray. Number 9. Elephant. Elephants are by far the largest terrestrial animals, and they have a brain matching up to this enormous size. Relative to their size, they have the largest brain compared to a good deal of mammals. Clearly, this has had a tremendous positive impact on their cognitive abilities. They are among the few animals that can recognize themselves in the mirror and can tell when something's off with their appearance, like an added mark or sign. But this isn't the only human-like trait these land beasts display. Most remarkably, they've been observed to bury their dead, perhaps the only animal to do so beside us. And while they've been portrayed as indiscriminate feeders of anything green, they don't usually jump on anything right away, at least not before cleaning their food. This just shows how conscious they are with hygiene. Also, while they boost immense strength in the animal kingdom, they don't always depend on it alone. Their trunks are pretty nimble with tools like paintbrushes, for example. Some elephants have even been able to produce astonishing pieces of art after being trained. To larger herds, individual elephants have shown a sense of selflessness, where they're willing to sacrifice themselves for the survival or well-being of others. Number 8. Pig. Pigs aren't the animals anyone would consider intelligent. There's no surprise since they go around getting all dirty without a care in the world. But you'd be mistaken to treat these hogs as foolish. They score quite highly on the animal intelligence scale. In fact, researchers have found that they are easily trainable as cats and dogs. And the fact that they can learn and master video games tips the intelligence scale further in their favor. Researchers have also found that mother pigs sing to their young ones while nursing. Now that has to be the sweetest thing to decipher. Also, just like primates, pigs learn from observing what others are doing. So what's up with such an intelligent animal getting all dirty at the slightest chance? Apparently, pigs lack sweat pores that are vital in maintaining constant body temperature. So when surrounding temperatures rise, they choose to wallow in either mud or water as a way to cool off. Number 7. Rat. Much of the rat's resume in human eyes is that of a troublesome rodent looking to gnaw at anything. Of course, no one's to blame here. A rat in your closet is sure to leave you with very unpleasant holes in places you wouldn't want. But still, that doesn't take away the fact that these rodents are among some of the most intelligent animals we have around. This has perhaps been pivotal in just how well they've been able to thrive on all the continents, except Antarctica. Scientists have long found the rat's psychology to be similar in many ways to that of humans. And that's why they are some of the most used animals in experiments that seek to understand human behavior. But it's not always a breeze for researchers. Rats have been known to exploit loopholes to not fully participate in some experiments. The fact that they can beat systems designed by some of the best human minds shows just how intelligent these critters can get. For their out-of-the-box thinking, rats are highly regarded in Chinese culture. They're a symbol of intelligence. Number 6. Chimpanzee. Chimps being part of this list is only natural. They're our closest living relatives, so at least they're going to be slightly above other animals in terms of intelligence. Most of their intelligence is pegged on their memory and learning capabilities, just like us. For instance, they can learn and repeat a wide range of cognitive tasks. But the most outstanding show of intelligence in these primates lies in their ability to master sign language and use it to communicate with people. And not just that, they can also teach the same to their infants, completely without human assistance. Aside from sign language, chimps can communicate a sophisticated idea by combining a series of symbols in a very ordered manner. Perhaps that's why they're able to maintain their social groups where hierarchy is an important theme. And just like the human race, chimpanzees also employ a great deal of mental manipulation in their groups. But the complex social groups aren't the only result of a chimpanzee's intelligence. Many have proved to be quite resourceful with fashioning tools from the resources around them. And when hunting, they've been observed to be tactical with the way they approach their prey, for instance, flanking. Number 5. Pigeon. Pigeons have become a menacing problem in today's urban world due to their flocking nature. This definitely doesn't sit well with building owners with all the droppings. Because of this, they're considered pests and face a range of methods, either being chased or killed. But that's beside the point. Pigeons have been known to be such intelligent birds for the longest time now. They played a significant role in both world wars, delivering messages over long distances. Perilous as it was, most of them were able to deliver the intended messages and return home successfully. Part of this success lies in the pigeon's long-term memory, as it can remember places, people, and even images for several years. Just like cats and dogs, these birds can be taught to tell apart two objects and do specific sets of movements. They can also identify themselves in a mirror, a quality that is rare among animals. Number 4. Dolphin. Dolphins are the most adored aquatic animals, no doubt. It's hard to find any reputable aquarium without these playful and seemingly friendly sea mammals. And the reason for this goes beyond the generally good looks. They're smart animals, probably more than any animal on the planet. And that means they can be easily trained to follow specific commands, even better than dogs. While experiments have unraveled quite a ton about these social creatures, it's no secret that there are a lot of interesting facts to work out. Like how it's been discovered that they have a complex language, and it's only a matter of time before we figure out how exactly they pass information to each through the language. But so far, it's known that each dolphin develops a unique whistle when it's born, so that others mimic the sound to call it, just like humans with names. That aside, dolphins have been observed to understand some numerical concepts, signs, and even general words like ball, for instance. On top of that, they can readily recognize scenes on a TV set, beating the chimps, which have been trained first. In their natural dwellings, they've shown their intelligent edge by incorporating tools in their day-to-day lives. For instance, they tend to swim around with sponges on their snouts as a defense mechanism against spiny fish. Number 3. Octopus. This is the only invertebrate in this video, and for a good reason. It has the most advanced thought process among its boneless peers. Octopi are the only invertebrates known to use tools and are great escape artists in the animal world. Apparently, they're pretty good at figuring out mazes and have profound ways of solving problems in their immediate environments. Of course, solving problems on their part means trouble for any zoo they're part of. One such troublemaker was called Otto, kept at the Sea Star Aquarium in Coburg, Germany. He had developed a habit of spraying water at the light above him, which brought down the electrical system at the zoo on several occasions. He also went through stones at the glass tank, significantly ruining it. Another troublesome octopus was from Santa Monica Pier Aquarium in California in the United States, where he opened a valve in his tank. The end result was the whole aquarium getting flooded. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. So if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. Crow. This is by far the most intelligent bird species, and some scientists even believe that crows are brighter than primates. Of course, it all depends on how you look at it, but some of the high-level feats accomplished by these birds are outright mesmerizing. For starters, they can be trained to speak just like parrots, but their abilities transcend this. They're a pretty creative lot, especially with fashioning tools. For example, when a good deal of birds use their beaks to cut grass and leaves, the new Caledonian crow has been observed to create knives for this purpose. And not just that. The crows also utilize stray pieces of wire to make hooks, which they use to extract insects out of their holes. crows in urban areas appear to have a better understanding of traffic lights than most humans. They collect nuts from trees and throw them on the road to be run over by cars, but they don't swoop in immediately after the car. They wait for the lights to change and leisurely descend to collect the cracked nuts for enjoyment. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works. Number 1. Squirrel. Squirrels have gained notoriety for their ability to evade most elimination methods set up by humans. Anyone with a garden knows this all too well. It can be such a frustrating experience seeing that these rodents tend to be some of the most persistent animals around. It all has to do with how well these mischievous guys use their brains. First off, they should be hanging out in the woods, their natural home, but instead, they've chosen to move with the times, so to speak. Most of them now live around human settlements, which they employ a slew of smart moves to survive. One of these moves is their solid memory. According to various studies, squirrels can recall problem-solving techniques they used several months back, and even more impressive is that they can still apply the same techniques to get out of whatever problem they're facing at the moment. This memory serves them in remembering the precise location of the food reserves they keep in preparation for scarcity. The hallmark of their intelligence is how the rodents in California dupe predators. Researchers found that they covered their fur with rattlesnake scent, which is certainly enough to keep off any potential attackers.